Let me get my gum out. Welcome back to my channel, and today it is a Monday, don't even know what day, the 16th of April, and I'm on my way to uni. Haven't been to uni in like 3 weeks because it's been Easter break, and today obviously is the first day back. And obviously last night I was sort of like obviously going through what I need to do today, the plans, because obviously I'm working tonight as well. And like on Wednesday, it's a big submission, like the last submission of the collection, you know. I done my photo shoot last week, so I'm gearing up to do the lookbook. And you know, it really freaked me out in a way to think that, you know, 4 years it's going to be done and dusted. Then I've got another submission, I think the 11th, which is small things like, you know, the portfolio, and can't remember what else we're submitting on the 11th, but I know it's the portfolio, the lookbook, and some few bits and bobs. And you know, the other day in class, as you can see from today's title on this video, we were talking about what young designers like myself go through the fashion industry to actually be taken serious or to get jobs. Probably the first 5 years to 10 years, well, maybe 10, I'm exaggerating, but maybe not. But definitely the first 5 years, you are literally slaving yourself, working for somebody because you're trying to get your name out there. For those who don't know my background, I had a fashion brand, Kisses from Coco, or should I say I've got a fashion brand, Kisses from Coco, which is the reason I went back to studying, because I just felt I wanted to learn the whole thing. One of the main reason I really went back to uni was to learn to sew, because I had seamstresses working with me. And because I didn't have the technical background, it's easy to say, oh, I want a A-line skirt or a cycle skirt. But if you don't know how to do things like specs and things like that, even though you've said an A-line skirt, you think that's so simple enough for somebody to get what you're saying, it could still come back wrong. And on top of that, you've spent your money paying these people, you know, making your garments. So I took a decision to go back to studying so I can learn to do everything myself, especially samples, before I send them for production. Anyway, going back to the topic, you know, we were talking about the hardship that young designers really go through. It's extortion. Big designers, I'm not going to name any brands, but big designers and brands, they get young designers like myself, who are fresh from uni, who really want to be in the industry. They get them to work things like 12 hours, you know, a day, even 15 hours, doing really, I wouldn't say petty jobs, because no job is petty. But are you thinking, I've spent, you know, 3 years, 4 years studying, and this is what I'm doing? And I think it's time that the government put laws in this, because they don't get paid, these designers. It's all about, you getting experience, which is, if I may put it in French, bollocks. Some of these designers, they don't even pay your traveling money, your lunch money. You have to get a second job to supplement things like your bills. And on top of that, these big brands, most of them, they are based in big cities like your London, you know, which means if you are in Wales like myself, or you're in Manchester, you have to make a plan to move to London. And as everybody knows, London is very, very expensive. And you're thinking, well, is this fair? They charging, you know, things like £3,000 to about £20,000 or more for a coat or a dress. And you're thinking, I'm not even gonna see a penny of this money. On top of that, you're thinking, well, look at that beaded sleeve, beautiful, everybody's loving it. I did that. and you don't even get you just a nobody. And it really, really, to think about it just breaks my heart. And I know it's going to sound as if I'm coming out angry or upset. It is an upsetting situation. On top of that, right, I'm not throwing shade at anyone. On top of that, you've got these young upcoming celebrities, right? It's not just the celebrities. Like today, anybody is a designer or, can be a designer. If let's take an example, a celebrity who's got a load of following on social media or is known, they can collaborate with, a certain store or a certain brand and sort of like do a collection on top of, the careers that they've already got. For me personally, I feel like it's taking away from people that put in time and go to study, to be designers. I'm not saying studying fashion immediately you become this great designers, and I understand you need experience under your belt. I just feel that there is a way for stores, for brands, for older generation designers to think, okay, how can we work with these young designers, giving them experience, but at the same time making sure that they've got bread on their table. Because I just feel that for them, it's all take. They're getting the credits, they're getting the money, they're getting everything. I feel that it should be either or. And to be fair, it's also known that nobody is going to buy a collection from a designer that is not known, who charges, let's say, £300 for a jacket. I get it why the designer will want to, charge that, because we put in some work doing, it could be a one-off piece jacket, and you feel like calculates the hours you put in, the fabrics and all the the other stuff. You justify that I can charge that much, but at the same time you're thinking, hang on a minute, I cannot charge this amount because nobody's gonna buy this jacket. I am not known. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's really it is a frustrating thing. So where do we go from here? Are we supposed to starve? It's even tougher for me as a black designer, because we all know what the fashion industry is like. It's not just the black models that suffer, where you read about things that, I got onto the set and they didn't even have a foundation for my skin tone. We always fighting corners. So imagine what it's gonna be like for me and for any other black designer that's out there. I know it's gonna be a struggle, but I'm not just only gonna be fighting to get the credits that I deserve or to be known within the fashion industry, but it's gonna be even harder because I'm not just a fashion designer. I am a black fashion designer, and on top of that, I know that I have to prepare myself mentally to the challenges, and in such a way that I have to devise a plan to say, okay, these are the challenges that are already here. These are the possibilities. So how do I overcome the two? So I feel the fashion industry really needs to do something about these. I know you've got things like your Graduate Fashion Week that do, they play their part to making sure they pushing for these new designers to be noticed, but it is not enough. We need more, and I feel like the government is not doing enough to support young talent. It's not just the designers, I'm talking about your artists as well, which falls under this category. So where do we go from here? So I challenge the government to put in the law about young designers be paid properly for internships that they do. I challenge the government to work with these brands and say, look, These guys are fresh from uni. Yes, they have no experience, but they're the fresh talent. You've been there before. Somehow work with them. You know, it is a known factor that if you're studying fashion, unless your mom or your dad is somebody, or you come from a so-and-so family, you're just wasting your time and you're coming out with 30, 40,000 debts, and it's just not fair. You know, I've got friends that have studied fashion. Today, they're working in jobs that has nothing to do with fashion because they've been waiting 4 years to say, okay, I need that chance, you know, and they are brilliant designers. They are so talented. So I'm asking a question, and as, you know, as a student who's going to be graduating in a few weeks, I'm saying, government, what are you going to do about it? And I urge you guys, and I beg you guys who are seeing this video to please share it, and let's see what the government can do it. I know it might be like, oh, one of these vloggers, you know, moaning or, you know, crying about this and that, but I've had enough. I've had enough, and I'm sure other people have had enough as well. You know that, let's get the video out there. Let's see what the government can do for us. And if you are in the fashion industry and you feel like you can help, you know, spread the word, or you can help change what's going on in the fashion industry. Yes, it might take centuries and centuries, but all it needs is more than one person doing something about it. Or if you've got a job for me, please get in touch, because I'm a starving designer. I need a job. So yeah, that's all I got to say. And I hope you guys understand what I was trying to say with this video. And I will see you on my next video. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so that if I post you get a notification. And I'll see you on my next video. Mwah. Bye.